The essence of this show is that it's a single point of view story. It's really told through the eyes of David.
When we're seeing what David is seeing, then we're on longer lenses over his shoulders. And when we're looking at David, we're much closer in David's head.
With a camera kind of right here in my face, it gives me an opportunity to play the scene actually two different ways. David Budd as this bodyguard who is very intact, and it flicks this slightly abstract camera angle, and you get to see in through his breathing, like what he's going through.
What makes it real, true, is if we go through David's emotions.
You get to have these moments where you're alone with David, where no one else is in the room with him, and that's where you see him breaking and that mask slip.
He has a personal agenda and a professional agenda. We are questioning as an audience where we think his loyalties lie.
Richard is a very thorough actor.
Just in terms of portraying all the layers, the vulnerability of the character, but also the strength. You know, he's just brought an immense amount of talent to the role.
Please, please!
The level of intensity that he has sustained throughout the job, pretty traumatic situations, and he's right on it.
He's absolutely brilliant in this.
You all right?
There was a big bang.
And action. We're trying to make it as cinematic as we can. We want a lot of movement all the time. Cranes, jibs, dollies and tracks, and then a lot of steady cam as well.
Welcome, Home Secretary.
Thank you.
It's all about blurriness and shadows and things that you can guess. Maybe you've seen it, oh, maybe not. It's reproducing that thing Jed does with the audience. It's like playing cat and mouse.
It's about observing, and it's about the way we're observed.
I think any film shoot in central London now is very challenging, particularly in a city that's rightly sensitive to potential terror threats. If you're staging fictional ones, you have to be really careful about how you do that.
But what you get is the authentic visual references of the capital, which obviously people associate with the corridors of power, with Whitehall, Westminster, and so forth.
It was a difficult shoot at different locations every day, all over London, and everybody really pulled together.
Incredibly supportive crew that have just been fantastic. It's working either side of Christmas. You know, not being fantastic weather a lot of the time.
And we got to the 1,000th clapperboard. Everyone got in, the whole crew, and we did it, but it's actually still a take. So there's a kind of great outtake, everyone going and panicking, and everyone having to run, and me kind of running out and sitting, and everyone kind of going by me going, hello, yes, great, very good take, and action. And then we go into the scene.
I loved working with Richard. I could not have loved it more. He's brilliant at his job. He takes it very seriously, but at the same time, we had a laugh.
What often happens when scenes are so serious and intense, you get a build-up of all this anxiety that you can't have, and that results in some giggling from Keely.
Thomas was just brilliant. He was actually the cause of a lot of laughter from Richard and I.
Cut.
We are a target.
Keely is an amazing actress.
A very intelligent, sexy actress.
And obviously, having had experience of working with Keely on Line of Duty, I know how much she can bring. But I think that this was really exciting because it's something that we haven't seen Keely do.
I'm afraid I can't disclose any specifics.
She's very commanding in this, but she's also quite a lonely figure, that she's vulnerable. And also the relationship with David Budd has got layers and develops over the course of the series.
One of my favourite scenes to shoot was the scene when we're in bed, and if it wasn't for our DOP, John Lee, being actually under the sheets with us, it would have been a very intimate moment. And I think that's where you get to see David Budd at his happiest and most vulnerable.
Each episode, it's like a 60-minute movie, just rollicking through, and the big set pieces are fantastic.
We have a really talented team of special effects and visual effects people who just help us use the magic of filmmaking to create explosions and crashes and other action sequences and stunts.
You get a truck that blows up, CG exploding glass, small children reacting to this explosion. The car was dressed with bullet holes. We will paint those out and animate them on as the gun is firing.
In the studio with the green screen, these cannons shot projectiles out, so we kind of got to see the windows smashing, covered in this sugar blood, which tastes delicious. Other times you just have the set department kind of just rocking the car with a big metal stick. I credit to Keely. It was just me and her that kept it as real as we could and as intense as it could be, trying to grasp hands when we can, trying to grasp eye contact when we can, getting this really intimate intensity.
I mean, it takes work and precision. It's an extremely challenging show to shoot.
Days like when we do the explosion are actually just kind of great fun for me. Get rigged up in this mad harness. These three big guys yank me really hard and I fly back.
Keely was shot reacting to an explosion that wasn't there. We then put elements of the explosion over her.
It's the second time we've killed her, yeah. And, you know, Line of Duty, we've set the bar high for unexpected reversals, but I think this probably tops them all.
Together, we